Welcome to the photo department. We are back after Thanksgiving. What a crazy holiday. As soon as I sit down to record this, there's a child yelling somewhere in that direction. Shut up. This neighborhood is Highland Park, and it's very active. There's a lot of stuff going on, which is part of why it's really cool. Sometimes it's loud. But we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna accept it because that's life, baby. I am filming this at a little bit before sunset, dusk, because I've been running around today. I was trying to film this earlier. I tried to film this yesterday, it didn't work out, but I'm filming it now. Sun is going down, and I'm doing something kind of insane that I've never done before because I hate giving up control. I'm using auto ISO on the Fuji XT-3. I've heard it's good. I heard it looks great, and it does a good job, so I'm just gonna let it roll with auto ISO. Hopefully it goes okay. Looks good on the screen up there. Background looks nice. There's some of Highland Park down here, and then back there, that's Eagle Rock. This is the episode that we're going to go through all of the photos that were submitted via my last video where I asked people to submit your favorite pandemic photos, the favorite photo or photos that you've made during this pandemic. And this coffee, I want to talk about the coffee really quick. I got this coffee a couple weeks ago in the post from Christiane, who is a longtime viewer and someone I'd call a friend. We talked a lot over the years. So she sent this all the way from Germany. It's called Plastic 2 Beans. It smells very chocolatey, and it's got a thick body. It's a really strong coffee. This company is super about sustainability, and they have a really cool mission statement. So I'll link that in the description below if you're interested and you want to check that out. Christiane, you're amazing. Thank you so much for sending this coffee all the way from Germany. I am so happy that this is something that can happen. So I'm drinking this, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who sent in photos. I got 47 submissions. Most of them were multiple photos because a lot of you guys were talking about how you couldn't decide which one was your favorite, and based on a lot of these submissions I can understand why. So much really incredible, interesting work. So this is going to be part 1 of 2 because it's just going to be so long if I do all of them in one video. So we're going to do 2 parts, maybe even 3. I don't want this to go on too long, but let's get right into it without further ado. Since Christiane sent me this coffee and I'm drinking it right now and enjoying it so much, I'm going to do her submission first. Some of you sent me lengthy emails. I'm not going to read all of them, but I will read some of them because I think that some of them are very sweet or relevant and cool. So I'm going to read Christiane's because it's pretty short. She writes, "Hey Christopher, what an awesome idea. Thank you for the opportunity to submit my work. Suggestions and tips would be greatly appreciated. Feedback is very welcome." So here are 2 pictures I took. It was very difficult to pick just one. Again, thank you. Let's take a look at her photo really quick. For Christiane, I chose this photo, which is this really awesome perspective of it looks like sunlight coming through windows or like an awning and making these really angular shadows. I love stuff like this. This is a really fantastic photo. It draws my eye to so many different things in this photo. I can't really, I love the color. It's like rusty brown. I love the angularity of the shadows. I love the directionality of the light. I love that there's good detail in the shadows, but also it falls off to black in that corner there. Really great photo. I don't have any tips, tricks, or feedback here other than this is fantastic. I love this. Keep this up. I would love to see more work like this from you because this is really good. By the way, people sent me their Instagram handles with their email, with their photos. I will throw it up on the screen. If you didn't give me your Instagram handle in your email, that's okay. Just put it in the comments section. I'll make sure to go through and like all those so people can see them. We're gonna keep going. I'm just gonna go through these kind of in the order that I got them. So one of the first ones that I got, actually, Steve. I have to read this email because this one I thought was really entertaining. Hi, Matt. Thank you for all the work you do with your channel. I've been with you since early on, and it's nice to see your channel grown and hope this continues. Also, best of luck with your move to LA. Doesn't know my name, but knows that I moved to LA. Thanks, Matt. Best regards, Steve. I'm guessing Steve mixed me up with Matt Day, which, if I'm being completely honest, I am not offended being mixed up with Matt Day. He is a gentleman and a scholar and a wonderful human being, and I would love for people to think that I was him. He's also very good looking. Steve did come back and email me and say sorry for mixing me up. He doesn't know why he thought my name was Matt. He knows my name is Christopher. Steve's a good guy. I have no ill will. I just thought that was really funny. And so this is the image. No notes. This is a fantastic image. I really love close-up portraits like this, or I love portraits that are the crop is very much like just the face. It's a very interesting photo. Great depth of field. Eye is tack sharp, which means you got the focus right, so congrats. I love that her braids are over her face. It just evokes humanity without saying much, and I really love it. I also love the tonality of Tri-X in this image. It's not super grainy, but it's still got that really great texture. Her skin looks awesome. And you did a really good job. So I love this photo. Great job, man. Thank you for sending your photo in. I really appreciate it. Next is Curtis Whitehouse. He sent me two as well. One of them was shot on Ultramax 400, the other one was Ektar 100, and I believe the one I chose is the image that was shot on Ektar. This is such a great image to kind of isolate and identify what I love so much about Ektar. Look at these colors. This is just a really joyous scene. I love dogs. Who doesn't love dogs? You hear those dogs in the background? What are they barking at? Who knows? Dogs. I love the smile on that dog's face, obviously chilling on the porch. I love the colors. This is a great photo. No notes. Fantastic. Thank you for being one of the only people to submit a photo shot on Ektar, one of my favorite films, probably one of my top 3. So good job. Thank you, Curtis. Excellent photo. Marco says, here's my favorite photo of the pandemic. I've been going up myself during the light lockdown here a lot and exploring my neighborhood. The photo reflects those late evening summer strolls. I'm really enjoying your content. Keep it up. Kind regards from Hanover, Germany. This is another photo from overseas. This one's in Germany, which is so cool. This was shot on Fuji XT-3, another film I really enjoy. I love this photo because the colors are really pretty. I love that kind of muted, matched pink hues all around. I think it's a really cool image. The only note I would say is maybe next time check your horizon lines to make sure all those lines are nice and straight up and down. But I love the shadow. I love the photo. I like the composition a lot. This corner is really interesting, a lot to draw your eye. And C200, awesome film. Thank you. Thank you, Marco, Hanover, Germany. Great. Can't wait to visit there someday, if I'm allowed to, if we're ever allowed to go anywhere ever again. Tom Humble. Tom, you're next, buddy. This is another image shot on Ektar, but this one was shot in a Mamiya 7, which is a cool, great photo, great camera. This one is from the UK. So the Mamiya 7 is one of those cameras that I've always thought was really cool, but will never own because they're prohibitively expensive. Every time I see someone who has some really cool work with that camera, I'm really tempted to start looking at them, but then I see the prices and like, Jesus Christ, inflated beyond ridiculousness. But this is another reason why I love Ektar, because the blues in Ektar are they're not as exaggerated as the reds, but they're separated really nicely, so you get that cyan in the sky, and in the ocean is another blue color, and there's just like this gradient of blue. It's not all like one blue section. It's very much kind of separated, so you get those different tones. This is fantastic. I really love images that are a frame within a frame. I will always geek out over images like this. I love looking through this window. I'm seeing like a passenger's perspective. It looks like you're on a ferry of some sort. I really love that perspective. I love the light falling on the seat that's out of focus in the foreground there. I love the way the light's falling in the window. I like that fall off around the corners. It really draws your eye into the window, and then that scene is just really beautiful with the clouds and the shore with the buildings. Great, really great image. Thank you so much for sharing, Tom. You're a legend. Do you want to come here? Come here. No, come just for a second. No, just come here for a second. Oh, you guys are I'm gonna show you. This is my roommate. This is Jake. He's also a photographer.
Hello, Chris. Thank you for inviting me on this platform.
You should check him out. I'll drop his Instagram right here. His work is really awesome. He did not submit a photo for this because I didn't tell you about it.
Yeah.
It's okay though. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. I'll get out of here, buddy.
Good luck.
Were you painting?
Yeah.
Mateusz Brodowski. Maybe I didn't screw that name up too bad. Mateusz Brodowski. So this was another email. This was an email that I got that I read and I wanted to read in the video because I thought it touched me. I saw your video and I thought I could contribute. I really like your idea about getting to know your audience. Yours is one of the channels that inspires me to be a photographer, and I'm glad you came up with such a cool initiative. I had trouble choosing one photo since I try to shoot whenever I can, and during these times, plus minus 10 months of pandemic, I've taken plenty of photos, but here's the one I chose. It's a shot from an ongoing project called En Primera Línea, in the first line. I work on it with a fellow photographer and myself take photos on the Bronica SQA and HP5+. In this project, we document the testimonies of the workers of psychiatric hospitals. We interview them, asking about the view on society, on people with disabilities, their work in times of COVID, and their personal growth during years of work. This photo in particular was taken with one of the Sphinx cats of Abel, the caregiver, sought some attention. Abel is the caregiver, not the cat. Hope you like it and like to include it in your video. Cheers and stay healthy. I'm going to drop his Instagram here. I implore you to check out Mateusz's work. Very powerful. This is the photo that he sent over. I love everything about this image. It's got this reportage kind of thing going on. It's very documentary, which I really love, especially in black and white. The man's hands clasped together, the detail of his veins and his arms. The cat is in motion. It's obviously a longer shutter speed, so you got some motion blur there. The light coming in, the composition, the way that it's kind of, ambiguous to who it is. The subject is kind of the man, but mostly the cat. I love this image. It's very touching, it's very moving, and I can't wait to see more of your work because this is really great. Thank you for your very kind email, and thank you for your submission. This is fantastic. No notes. I'm gonna take the ND filter out because why would I need it? Okay. I took the ND filter out because it's getting pretty dark, so we don't need it. Hopefully the auto ISO is still doing its thing. It looks like we're golden. Okay, we're gonna move on. Let's find another one. Okay, this next one came with kind of a lengthy email that really hit me. This email and some other emails that I've gotten from some of you really highlights the reason why I do this channel and why I wanted to reach out and learn about you and learn about your work and talk to you guys and really interact with you guys more. So yeah, this email and image is from Rich Staffolino. He writes, "Hi Christopher, thanks for the call for these photos. It was interesting to look back at my photos since March for sure. My work is mostly centered around my family with a 2- and 3-year-old, mostly out of necessity. I decided to share a photo from the summer from a location we spent a lot of time in the backyard. Hardly inspiring, but like life in the pandemic, we learned how to keep making it fun for ourselves, or at least the kids. This was shot on my trusty Canon AE1 with, I think, my FL 35mm 2.5 on Ferrania P30. I absolutely love this film stock for skin tones, even though it blows highlights at the drop of a hat, or possibly because of my terrible metering. It's the film, I promise you, it's the film. The inky blacks and contrast are just magical. I thought I missed my chance to try the film when Ferrania shut down their factory at the start of COVID lockdowns in Italy. Given the precarious state of the whole operation, I thought that might be it, but when they announced they got new stock in, I made sure to get some. I shared a picture of my daughter because I keep thinking of this pandemic through her eyes. She's 2 now, which means over a third of her life has been spent living under pandemic conditions, barely getting to see her friends and family, not getting once simple experiences like library time or going to a little amusement park in our city. My son is just over a year older, but he at least can tell me things he remembers from the before times. Not so with little Izzy. I've also started a digital photo project with the kids during this time I'm calling Bible Black Pre-Dawn after one of my favorite Wilco lyrics. Dad's representing dad rock here. Yes, Wilco's one of my favorite bands. That's from a song on their record, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, called I'm Trying to Break Your Heart. But I shared the film shot because I absolutely love it and you're an inspiration to keep shooting film. Sorry for the rambling email. Cheers. Rich. Man, it's really something to think about this pandemic in terms of children who were born in the last couple of years, because most of their life so far has been, living under a pandemic, which is incredible to think about. And really kind of gives you a different perspective to think about this whole thing with, like we remember what it's like to have the freedoms to go out and see our friends and go to festivals and do all this stuff. But, people who have been born just know this, which is absolutely incredible. So Rich, this photo, I already really loved it. This is a really great composition. I love that you got her as she's dunking. And then reading your email, this photo is even more touching because it's kind of sobering to think of the next generation of kids who are gonna enter the world, starting their life during a pandemic. It's just kind of wild. Thank you for your very touching email and your very kind words and your really great submission. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more right now, but we're losing light really quick. I might bring a light out here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just wait right here. Okay, it's now night. It got super dark really quick, and this video is already 30 minutes long before editing. So I'm gonna keep going, but I'm gonna do less reading, because while I love reading everything you guys have said to me, just know that I read all your emails and I was very touched by all of them, but trying to read them all is gonna make this video incredibly long. So this next photo is from Dank Spangle. This was shot on a Canon EOS 1N, which is a really cool camera, and was shot on Ilford FP4. This photo is really cool. I had no idea what trichromes were. I think I've seen a concept like this before, but I've never actually looked into it. This is a photo that's taken on Ilford FP4, which is a black and white film, and then I think there's filters that you use to get the colors to come back. It's very interesting. He put some links in his email to learn about trichromes and about how it's done. So I'll leave those links in the description so you guys can check those out. Such a cool image. I just love this concept. It's really cool. So thank you for showing this to me and kind of introducing me to trichromes again. Very, very cool, Dank. You are awesome. Simon Diamond, you're next. Obviously had a hard time choosing just one again. This was shot on Japan Camera Hunter Street Pan 400, which I have a love-hate relationship with, so I was interested about this. He rated it at 200, so rather than shooting at 400 at box speed, he overexposed by a stop. I really like this picture because it's very spooky. I have no idea what I'm looking at. It looks like seaweed underwater, but it also looks like it could be a forest from a helicopter or a plane flying over with mist in the canopy. So that's a really cool photo. It's very spooky. It's something that I would really love to put on a cover of a record because it's so cool. Great texture. I think it's just a really compelling image. So great job. Good stuff. I love it. Thank you for submitting. Look how dark it is behind me. That is Highland Park at night, baby. There it is. Okay, this next one's by Jordan Dickinson. He's one of the ones I got early on. Said some very nice things on my channel, so thank you. His email tells me this is a birthday at Joshua Tree. Given the circumstances, it was just him and his new wife, it looks like. Oh, they got married 2 weeks after this photo. So this was, they were engaged, about to be wed. And this was taken during when the Apple fire was just brand new. And so there's a lot of smoke nearby. And that's why you got this hazy view. A couple reasons why I chose this photo. I thought that the juxtaposition of kind of trying to have like a really fun summertime little like whatever, like, you know, in your bikini in a pool in your donut floaty, or it's an interesting kind of juxtaposition between that and the fact that like California is literally on fire, as you can see with the haze and the smoke in front of the sun and everything is orange. I think it's a great picture. This was This is the only Leica digital photo that was submitted. So shot on an M262 with the 50mm 1.4 Summilux. Oh, I'm sorry, this was shot on the 35mm f1.4 Summilux. I think it's very of our time. It's a great photo. Thank you for submitting, and congratulations on your newly wedded life. I hope you have thousands of years of happiness, because you deserve it. And this will be the last one that I'll do today. We'll do another video, but this is the last one for today. This image is a really good example of really great images you can make with just cheap film. This was shot on Kodak Gold by Janie Chen, and I think this is Smith Rock, right? Yeah, Smith Rock in Oregon. And I think that this is a great image. It's a really good visual interpretation or visual example of the warmth of Kodak Gold. When I think of Kodak Gold, I think of, it's called gold because it's kind of golden, it's warmer. It is a very warmer film, I find. I just love this photo. Growing up in California, you know, this kind of, or growing up in the West, this kind of imagery is really nostalgic to me. Growing up, going camping and going to Oregon and you know, Arizona, Southern California, Nevada, seeing this kind of stuff all the time. Yeah, so this is really nostalgic. I really love this. It's just simple. It's a great landscape. It's very inviting. It makes me want to go there right now. Apparently, Janie worked at Airbnb the same time I did, and that's interesting. We never got to meet, but she said she saw me when I was in a meeting, apparently. And I was in a lot of meetings when I worked there, so I 100% believe that. So Janie, awesome photo. Thank you so much for submitting. I love it. And thank you guys for coming along with me on this journey with all these awesome photos for part 1. Part 2 will come soon, probably the week after this. And I look forward to going through some more of your photos. And it's really cool to have such a great audience. You guys are all my best friends. And it's really great to see your work. So thank you guys. Tune in next week for the next episode of the photo department, where I will go through the rest of the photos with less reading and more photos. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay safe, wash your hands, stay away from people 6 feet at least. Don't dine in anywhere. Take out only, bring your food home, take it to a park, do whatever. Wash your hands a lot. Wear a mask. Just do it. Just wear the mask. Just wear it. And yeah, I love you guys. See you next week. Bye.